As for Shiraz Khan, that is not at all what the man who was leading the Class 2 Championship wanted. He was jointly tied on points with Darren Labbett. Coming into this race, Darren finished third in the class earlier on. Shiraz finished seventh. That could make Shiraz's chances really plummet, I'm afraid.
Driver, you've got no gears?
No, it's not revving properly.
Okay, we've got to push another pit later on.
Sorry.
For Shiraz Khan, a non-finish for him would be absolutely disastrous, because he went to Anglesey and only scored one single championship point all weekend at Anglesey. So he's already dropping 2 scores of pretty much 0. And if he doesn't score here, then that's going to be a third poor scoring weekend, or third poor scoring round, and you can only drop 2. You just drop your worst 2. So for Shiraz Khan, that undoes everything he's done in 2025. That's the highs and the lows of motorsport, I'm afraid. Hopefully, maybe a shove from the marshals will get him going, but the problem is he dropped off the lead lap. So how many more points can Shiraz Khan gain now? Because he's 12th in the class. If he's into retirement, that is, not mathematically it done, but that's going to make it enormously difficult for him to become the Class 2 or the AM champion for this year. It does look like he's moving now, which is good news. The safety car will be coming in as soon as he's clear from danger. Hopefully his team can have a look at the car, assess what's going on, and get him back into the race. This championship is so tight. Going into the final round at Snetterton, we will have 4 drivers fighting for the first place trophy. That will be Andrew Porter in the 44 car, Wayne Gregory in the number 53 car, Darren Labbett in the number 52 car. And of course, if Shiraz can get moving, I'm sure he'll arrive at the final round eager to chase everybody to that first apex.
Can you do the math?
Did you come off and back in the stocks?
Yeah.
What's the problem? No, I just lost power, mate.
Start up.
Mate, I've got to do it properly.
Yeah, just crack it on. Thank you.
And it looks like, yes, it looks like Shiraz Khan is coming back down the pit lane to finish this race. Great news for him. He obviously won't be a contender, but he will finish this race with some points, which means that, well, ladies and gentlemen, you better tune in to our final race at Snetterton, because I can guarantee it's going to be a very, very exciting weekend. Well, welcome along to Snetterton, everybody. The final weekend of racing in the 2025 Porsche Club Motorsports Championship with Pirelli. We're racing on the Snetterton 300 circuit, round 13 coming up for you, the first of 2 races today that will see potentially champions crowned, and it could happen in this race. Well, Andrew Porter leads that by just 7 points coming into this race. He's on 302 championship points. Wayne Gregory is on 295, and then just 3 off him is Shiraz Khan at the wheel of the number 15 car, so it's very tight in the AM Championship. So currently Currently the cars are out doing their formation lap for what will be their first of 2 races today. Snetterton is a circuit well known for its long straights and technical and challenging corners, always delivering exciting high-speed racing. An excellent circuit to end the season on. On the grid, as always, we have the Class 1 cars out front. Then following behind, we have the Class 2 cars, the AM Championship as we know it. Starting in pole for the AM Championship is Oliver Chatham, who, despite doing ever so well this season, hasn't had the consistency of the other drivers, so isn't really in the championship battle. However, second on the grid is Darren Labbett, who currently is 4th in the championship. He's going to want to score every point he can this weekend to make it work for himself. Third on the grid, we have the number 53 car of Wayne Gregory. Wayne is 2nd in the championship and is in front of someone who he most definitely will want to keep behind. That's the number 15 car of Shiraz Khan. Shiraz has had a very turbulent year, really managing to get the best out of that Boxster despite it letting him down on several occasions. Shiraz currently sits 3rd in the championship. Then to top of the 3rd row, in 5th place, we have Andrew Porter in the black car with the white flashes down it. And for Andrew Porter, this will be all about gaining as many places as possible to stop the cars ahead, ruining his chance of the championship. So the cars are all nicely lining up on the grid, and soon, yes, there we have it, the green flag is waved at the tail end of the field. Red lights on! Wow, what a start from Shiraz Khan, really getting that traction down off the line, jumping from 4th to 2nd. Actually, he's neck and neck with Oliver Chatham into that first corner. And as they all carve their way out of Ritchie's for the first time, everybody is safely through the first corner, and then they descend into the heavy braking area for the Wilson hairpin. They work their way out of Palmer and then along the short straight that brings them up towards the braking area for Agostini for the first time. So we have Shiraz Khan in the lead, followed by Oliver Chatham, Darren Labbett, Wayne Gregory and Andrew Porter to wrap up the top 5. So along the straight, through the kink at Hamilton, into the right-hander at Oggies, and then the critical corner coming up after Oggies. That's the right-hander, which is Williams, which sees the cars onto the Bentley straight. Oliver Chatham fighting for his place back here, and yeah, it looks like he's going to nip up the inside of Shiraz here, going in towards Williams, and then if he can get a good exit, he might just be able to hang on to it all the way down the Bentley straight, which is where they'll be heading at the moment, in towards the braking area, up towards the left-hand kink of Brundle, onto the brakes, the right-hander at Nelson. Leader of Class 2 does look as though it's Oliver Chatham, and for 2nd place in Class 2 that was Shiraz Khan, who was going wheel to wheel with the car that was alongside him, trying to work his way through and past. Shiraz Khan, I think, has just about hung on to it, or maybe he hasn't actually. Darren Labbett might just be able to pick up maybe 2nd in Class 2. And it looks like Wayne Gregory has gone straight into the back of Shiraz Khan. They're throwing him into the corner. They look like they can both continue racing though. I guess a lucky result for Wayne, maybe not so much for Shiraz. The championship leader, Andrew Porter, currently 4th in the AM category, running down in 13th place overall. So the championship as it stands looks like it will be Wayne Gregory in 1st, Darren Labbett in 2nd, Shiraz Khan in 3rd, and Andrew Porter finishing in 4th. There's Jess Wilkinson. Now she's got problems with the front right-hand corner of her car. She'll be destined for the pit lane, I'm sure, at the end of this lap, so you see the smoke billowing off the front of the Pirelli tyre. She might not even make it round to the pit lane next time through. Some damage to the front corner of it, and surely she's going to have to pull off. Yes, she is. Yes, the tyre, I think, is already off the rim, and she retires in a heap of steam up at Ritchie's corner, so that will bring about localised yellow flags with where she's parked the car. there, that's got big implications for the championship. That's Shiraz Khan. So he was one of the drivers that was hoping to be right there in the reckoning, Shiraz Khan. He was third in the championship standings, and I do think that he might have got caught out on the coolant that Jess Wilkinson had popped down there. That's catching a few cars out, I'm afraid, and because now we've had a couple of cars spin under yellow flags, it does look as though the red lights are on the gantry, the red flags are out around the circuit, and that is going to bring to an early halt our Porsche Club Motorsport Championship with Pirelli. Now, we'll go back a lap from those results, so Shiraz Khan might actually get away with that part spin, because you go back a lap to the lap prior to the red flag coming out, and Shiraz hadn't had it spin at that point, so that might actually work out okay for him in terms of keeping the AmCam Championship nice and close.
So race one, got a good launch and was able to get P1 from essentially the third grade of the grid, which was a great start. And then I got too close to class one, which was annoying because there's usually supposed to be a gap. The grid didn't have a gap. So again, I got close to the yellow Cayman, went offline, broke, squirreled the back. Oliver Chatham got past, Darren Labbett got past. Lap 2, had a squirrely moment into the hairpin, lost the rear, got hit up the back by Wayne Gregory, and then conceded that place. From there on, I felt like I was quicker, but couldn't make moves. So a tough race, and then I had a really, really big moment at the end of the race where there was coolant on the floor, and I was travelling at full pace trying to take the right. And if you would have seen the, well, you all see the way the car lost control, the way I tried to keep it out of the barrier and so on. So really lucky actually that I got through the race at the end. But thanks to the guys, man, I gave it everything I had, and it's all still to play for in race 2, so we'll see how it pans out.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is it, the final race of the 2025 Porsche Club Motorsport Am Championship with Pirelli. With the first race being red flagged, I'm sure all the drivers are eager to get out and race, especially given the current championship standings. In race 1, Andrew Porter finished in 4th, so he's going to want to do absolutely everything in his power to gain some places in race 2. I think by my calculations, he needs to finish at least 3rd to win the championship. Shiraz Khan and Wayne Gregory had a bump on lap 2 of race 1, which has in effect put Wayne in a very good position to win the championship trophy and ever more damage Shiraz's chances. He needs to finish first in race 2, with Wayne Gregory, Andrew Porter and Darren Labbett all finishing behind him to win the championship. It's a tall order, but can he make it happen? We'll find out shortly in race 2. We'll see the red lights come on the gantry, and for the final time in 2025 we're going racing in the Porsche Club Motorsport Championship with Pirelli. And it's another fantastic start from the number 15 car of Shiraz Khan, straight up the side of Darren Labbett, and from the looks of it, he's passed him and catching quickly up to Oliver Chatham. Oliver Chatham that has just about the lead of the Am class at this stage, but he's going to wheel with, I think, Wayne Gregory on the run up towards Palmer for the first time. Let's just have a quick look further back at Am and see what's going on. It looks as though it is possibly Shiraz Khan that's taken up the early lead in the Am category. Just coming up towards the braking area for Agostini. Yep, Shiraz Khan it is that leads Am at the wheel of the number 15 car. Remember, he is at the moment lying 3rd in the championship points, 9 points adrift of the championship leader Andrew Porter. When you think there are 25 for a win, plus the extra point for fastest lap and the extra point for pole position, it's all still to play for in this one. Wayne Gregory has the advantage. He's got Oliver Chatham behind him, and Shiraz Khan, who's the early leader in AM, has now dropped down to third in that category. So he'll be hoping that he might be able to make a little bit of progress, having led AM early on. We also need to keep an eye on where the fastest lap is in the AM category, because that could all be so important, as it is so tight in the championship, as we say, with just what will be 9 championship points separating the top 3 overall in the AM category. Remember, that's 53 Wayne Gregory, 15 Shiraz Khan, and 44 who is the championship leader Andrew Porter. Those are the cars we need to try and keep an eye on. Shiraz Khan running a little bit wide coming out of Hamilton. Andrew Porter is poised and ready to try and squeeze his way through if at all he can, as they then work their way out of Oggies and on towards the Bentley Straight for the first time. The front 2 AMs are just getting away. The second place, but he's now looking for the lead of the AM categories on the outside line as they come up towards Ritchie's. Has he made it through? Yes, he has. Oliver Chatham picks up the lead in AM. Wayne Gregory drops to second, so that loses him 4 championship points compared to what he was on at the start of the lap. So Oliver Chatham will try and make good his escape at this stage. Now, good thing for Wayne Gregory is that, yes, he might have lost a place, but he's still outscoring those behind him at this stage. But is it going to be enough? That's the question, and it could well be down to where the fastest lap goes. Andrew Porter was 4th in AM, but he has lost out on this lap. He has been picked off by a couple of cars who have squeezed their way through and gained places. So he's got a bit more work to do to try and work his way through the order. One of those cars that picked him off on that lap was going to be the number 56 car, was it not, which is Jason Brown, sitting right behind the white and the light blue car in the hands of Darren Labbett. Is he going to try something as they head up towards Ritchie's? He jinks for the inside line, but that was more just a distracting tactic than anything else, so he's not able to weave his way through there and pick up the place. All of this is being watched by no doubt a very frustrated Andrew Porter, who can see his championship aspirations just starting to evaporate slightly in this one. Still a long way to go. We're not even halfway through the races yet, but at the moment, currently Wayne Gregory would finish as the championship winner on what would be 378 championship points. Andrew Porter would drop to second on 374, and Shiraz Khan would be on 370. There'd still only be 8 points separating the top 3 at the end of the championship season. Contact there, and that, I'm afraid, is 2 cars coming together. Barrington Darcy gets into the side of Darren Labbett. That's unfortunate for those 2, but that is a big help to Andrew Porter, who was right behind those 2 cars and has now picked up 2 more places as he had to weave his way past the incident. So those 2 cars coming together. A rather disappointed look from Darren Labbett, who strolls away from his stricken car. And that's the 56 car of Jason Brown coming past Shiraz Khan. Shiraz will not be happy about that, as now he'll have the championship leader Andrew Porter directly behind him. Andrew Porter, having gained those 2 places now, that moves him up through the order. He started that lap 7th in AM, and as he comes over the start-finish line, he finishes that lap 5th in AM. So that now scoops him up an extra few championship points. And who is he now trying to wiggle his way through and past? It's Shiraz Khan, one of the drivers that is involved in the championship battle at this stage. Can he squeeze his way through? Shiraz has to go defensive on the run in towards the braking area for the Wilson hairpin. Hit your marks, try not to run wide on the apex. He doesn't quite apex as well as he would wish. That gives a glimmer of hope for Andrew Porter, but he's now on the right hand side of the circuit. That's the outside line as they head up towards Palmer, so Shiraz Khan just keeps his nose ahead as they head around through that section of the circuit, and as they now work their way in towards the braking area for Agostini, there'll be no overtaking down through there due to the incident that's happened, and we are going safety car, I'm afraid. So the safety car is coming out onto the circuit. We can see the safety car boards flashing, the marshals waving their yellow flags, and with the stricken car of Darren Labbett with where it's come to rest, that is deemed not to be in a safe place, which doesn't surprise me. And at some point we're going to get green flag racing back underway, because we can see that the recovery trucks were out there. They were dealing with the stricken car of Darren Labbett, and then we'll have to wait and see as to how much green flag racing we're able to get back underway for this final race of the championship season. And they'll be on to their penultimate lap of the race this time through. Good restart the lead of Am. It's still Oliver Chatham that's got the jump over Wayne Gregory. Oliver Chatham not in the championship hunt because he hasn't done every round so far this year. But as we say, he is scoring 25 points, and that's taking points away now from those behind, which makes it even tighter because there's larger point gaps between first and second and third than when you start to head further down through the order. It almost becomes a single point per position difference. So Oliver Chatham and Wayne Gregory still there. Wayne Gregory has got the pressure on him though, because Jason Brown is not that far away, and Jason Brown at the wheel of the bronze coloured car. Is he going to have a nibble here on the run up towards the braking area for Agostini? That is not what Wayne Gregory wants. Now, he will not want to get overtaken by that car, because at the moment Jason Brown is acting as a bit of a buffer between himself and the next two cars behind, which is the white car of Shiraz Khan, followed by Andrew Porter in the black car with the white flashes down the centre of it. So up towards the braking area for Oggies. Shiraz Khan trying to squeeze his way through and up into third in Am. Did he make it stick? No, he didn't. It's still the bronze car with the green wheels that sits there in that position. So they work their way out of what is Williams and onto the Bentley straight. Jason Brown desperate to see if he can muster his way through, and he'll inadvertently get involved in the championship squabble, because that takes points away from Wayne Gregory if he can get them moved up. Well, he's running out of time and opportunities, because there's only a few more corners on this lap and then one more lap to go in the 2025 racing season for the Porsche Club Motorsport with Pirelli Am Championship. Through the bomb hole, up towards Coram. Oliver Chatham starting to pull away all of the time in the lead of Am at this stage. Gregory has to stay really in second place to ensure that he's just done enough to lift the title, but the pressure is still going to be on, because Jason Brown, any opportunity to work his way through, absolutely he's going to grab that with both hands if he can. Wayne Gregory has enough daylight at the moment so as not to worry down the start-finish line, the centre straight, and up towards Richie's corner. So on to the last lap of the race they'll go. We still don't know what's going on. Andrew Porter's going to gain a place over Shiraz Khan. So I think at the moment, again, if I've got the maths right, Andrew Porter is going to miss out on the championship by one single point from Wayne Gregory at this stage. But Andrew Porter is still going to try and first of all catch up with the next car ahead of him, which is going to be Jason Brown. He's still got to defend from Shiraz Khan, who sits directly behind him. So these four cars fighting over second, third, fourth and fifth in the Am category are largely going to decide where the top three places go in Am. The only one that's not involved in the championship squabble is the bronze coloured car of Jason Brown, who is third in the race overall and second of the four cars that are fighting for position onto the Bentley straight. Looks as though Andrew Porter is going to get a good exit heading onto the Bentley straight. If he can squeeze his way through and ahead, that is going to make things very interesting indeed, because Wayne Gregory is now only 1 point ahead in terms of the championship scoring. So Andrew Porter has got to try and get past Jason Brown's car, and he's only got three corners in which to do so really, which is going to be the bomb hole, it's going to be Coram, which isn't really an overtaking spot, and then up towards Murray's corner, and maybe the run to the flag could offer up a possibility as well. They head up towards the brake area at Murray's, and Andrew Porter dives up the inside of Jason Brown and takes the place away, and that will be absolutely vital for his championship scoring. He's left it until the very final corner on the very final lap of the season. Jason Brown is trying to fight back on the run to the line, but as they come over the start-finish line, Oliver Chatham will win the Am category in this race. Wayne Gregory finishes in second position, but Andrew Porter, with that overtake at the final corner, is, subject to official confirmation, your Porsche Club Motorsport Championship with Pirelli Am champion for this year by one single point. Well, what a climax to our season. Brilliant racing from Porsche Club Motorsport with Pirelli. That's their championship done and dusted. So from everybody here at Porsche Club GB, cheerio.
So guys, that's it, that's the season over. We ended up P5 in that second race, which wasn't great. Best we could do, I think. But actually, we got third place in the championship, which is the first time I've ever had a championship trophy. So I absolutely wanted to be the champion. I think that's the bit that's probably quite hard. But I think I have to, firstly, all praise to God for giving me this opportunity to do it. And inshallah I'll come back faster, harder, stronger. You know, these things make you, they don't break you. So best season I've had up until now. Up until the beginning of the season I haven't had a win. So what I'm kind of like is that I think about always the next. I think what I need to do is savour the fact that I've done something quite big this year, be proud of it, and been a force to be reckoned with. So I'm super grateful, I'm super pleased. And they're still catching jokes of you doing that. Just catch them. Loading up the back of the car, you know. But yeah, over the moon. So thank you to all of you that watched all of the episodes, all of you that have had the chance to enjoy the highs and see the lows. This is racing, this is motorsport, and can't thank you enough. And a bit of a shout out to Matty, who's been the guy who's been producing all of these. That's probably, frankly, got sick of listening to my voice and editing all of these videos. Massive shout out to Matty, and I can't thank you enough for the journey that we've had together, and I'll come back bigger, better, faster and stronger. So God bless you all. Jazakallah khairan and assalamu alaikum.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We have some interesting news for you in regards to the Porsche Club Motorsport Championship results. That we've had a change up in the championship standings. It seems that one of the cars failed its power test, so that means that everybody else has been bumped up a place.
So we're here at Rushton Hall and Spa, which is the Porsche Club GB award ceremony for motorsport for this year. It's in the middle of nowhere, frankly. I mean, we're miles away from everywhere, as everyone knows that's come here. But it's is it Corby, Kettering? I think that's the region where we are. But it is fantastic, a fantastic setting. You'll see shortly. A beautiful place to house an award ceremony. So.
We're now going to move on to the reason really we're all here with the silverware. So we're going to move on to do the Porsche Club Motorsport AM Championship first again. 14 races across 7 meetings. Some superb racing from the field, dominated by the Boxsters, and these cars running on Pirelli slicks as a little bit of a difference to the Boxster Cup. So, was that aimed at me, Gary? The second place, it doesn't actually seem long ago that I was talking to this driver at Snetterton, having had his first ever race meeting, his first ever day as a racing driver, and gaining rapidly experience with the Boxster Cup. He moved into the AM Championship last year and took a win at that opening meeting at Silverstone at the start of this season. And then when we went to the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, absolutely dominated with 2 wins. Quick, classy, and always on it in his Carnage Racing Super Tube Motorsport Boxster. It is Shiraz Khan.
As a whole of the season, with the ups and downs that we had, I thought it was I thought everything went well, and I know he would love to have been the champion, but I'm sure looking back at the whole year, he's pleased to have second place. You know, I really am. Yeah, I mean, I've been with Shiraz since day one when we had our very first test, and I always knew that I thought he would do well because he's done a lot of track days, and he's had some good cars himself before he got into the race cars. And I always thought that, you know, this man could do something here. I think the wins made him mature even more as a driver. And so I'm pleased at the result we had at the end of the season anyway. You know, because everyone loves Shiraz. He's one of those characters. You know, he's not a shy person. You know, but he's good. He can drive a race car. You know, he has done very well. But what the future will hold, I don't know. That's to be decided, I think, in the close season.
you know what? That's it, guys. That's a wrap. It's been an incredible journey. Up until this year, I hadn't even won a race. So the fact that we came runners-up in this year is a massive achievement. Massive thank you to all my sponsors. Massive thank you to Supertune. I can't believe we've achieved what we have. And thank you to all of you that are joining in this journey. I'm so grateful. So thank you so much.